Such a great strategy. We talk to our students a lot about that.
Yeah.
Like that, the conversation that you have with the internship company at the end of the program.
Right.
Whether, even if you know that it's not going to turn into a job, there's still a lot of value there and lots of different ways it can look, like your experience with continuing to work on it, building up skills, building up portfolio thing, and then also going on the job hunt.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you could come out of that job and lose focus, or come out of that internship and lose focus and stop coding. And I think, tethering yourself to that commitment of, hey, I want to build you something, it keeps you engaged and showing up. And job hunting is not the most fun thing. It's it can get you down. And so having that anchor into your skills and the fact that you're learning and seeing some small successes while building something it's super key to have during that process, the job search, because it can beat you down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the job hunt in itself is like you're looking for one win.
Right.
In this sea of many rejections, right? That's just the nature of what it is. And you're right that it is hard. And I don't think I've ever heard anyone tell me that they enjoyed the job.
Oh, like had a blast. Yeah, like, hey, I had a blast searching for jobs the other day.
That was so fun.
You're like, meh, probably not.
No. I mean, there are, I think, fun parts of it. Like, if you want to look at the, if you're really out there networking and meeting new people and like. Yeah,
I did some of that. That was, being out there at events is a blast, and just getting out of the, like, I'm trying to network and search for a job, and more so, I'm here having conversations with people, and I'm getting to know people, and I'm talking about, what they're building and what they're working on, and that stuff is a lot of fun. But sometimes you tense up and you're like, oh, should I talk, oh, what company do you work for? Oh, are you guys hiring?
Right.
It's like...
Yeah. And then I think that there's a lot of pressure that every connection that you make at a meetup has to lead to that job.
Totally. Yeah.
And if you just get stuck in that you can't move forward anywhere. Right. And if you can look at it each connection could lead somewhere, and you just never know who it is that you're talking to and how that might play in later. I was talking to a student the other day about the peer-to-peer relationship and how that could even lead to a job down the road. So
totally.
To not ever dismiss, if you meet someone that is at a meetup and you're like, oh, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, I'm job hunting. You're like, oh, I'm job hunting.
Yeah.
We shouldn't talk to each other.
Right.
But there could be a lot of value there that what if, here's a scenario, you set up a coffee date to go work on something or whatever. You learn that they're interested in something different than you are, and maybe they go on a job hunt, then they find this job that is perfect for you, and then you make this connection and they recommend you, and so you just never know where any of those connections could go.
Totally, 100%.
And so if you can kind of let that, I don't know, let the pressure go.
Yeah.
That every connection is you meet the hiring manager of XYZ.
It's like, oh my God, that just fell in my lap. Right? When is that going to happen? Never.
Right. I mean, it probably does somewhere, but I think that building relationships is what's important when you talk about networking and things like that.
Is the intent networking or making friends, and enjoying people? It's like you, if you're in that space of I'm being compassionate, I just want to make friends and enjoy life, and people can read that, and they'll kind of gravitate towards it, and versus I'm a networker and I'm gonna put on my suit and tie.